Morning, everybody. It's the morning of day 6 on my trip. Yesterday was phenomenal. Unfortunately, I missed the last Wind Cave tour of the day by 5 minutes, so I decided to camp here in Hot Springs, South Dakota. In about an hour, I'm going to roll up back to Wind Cave National Park so that I can go on the cave tour. Now, with it being a guided tour, I don't want to, spend the entirety of it filming the person that is doing the tour. So I'll do as many kind of panning shots of the cave and show different parts of the tour as I deem fit. But I'm going to finish up breakfast, get cleaned up, packed up, and head back to the Wind Cave National Park once I've had my morning coffee. All right, we're back at Wind Cave National Park and saw a couple pretty cool bison on the way. Now it's time to go get my ticket for the 9 a.m. tour. About 2/3 of the way through the tour. Such a cool experience. All right, and that was Wind Cave in the beautiful Wind Cave National Park. So now I can say I've been through the national park, earned my stamp, and we're now going to get on the road and drive as far west as we possibly can. So we're going to get to basically the edge of Grand Teton today and stay in a hotel just outside of Grand Teton so that tomorrow morning I can do Grand Teton National Park and then end up in West Yellowstone, Montana. So let's get back on the road.
All right, so it occurs to me, especially compared to the last cross-country road trip that I did, I have been really blessed with some amazing weather. Other than starting out the first day or two with a little bit of rain, it's been really nice and dry and sunny and warm. every step of the way across the country. Really nice this time around that I haven't had to worry about any leaks or anything in the canopy, and I could not have asked for better weather, especially in April. Coming into Custer, I went back north to Custer instead of taking the quickest route over toward Grand Teton because I wanted to go see some of the shops and stuff here in Custer for a brief stop, and then we'll be getting back on the road. So, I got to Custer primarily to park for a second and actually have 5G connection so I can make phone calls. And turns out nothing that is close to Grand Teton, but this side of Grand Teton is open yet, which means I have to go all the way through to Jackson, Wyoming, in order to get a room. So I got a room booked in Jackson, which is about 7 hours, 45 minutes from here in Custer. And that means I'm going to be long hauling it basically this whole afternoon. It's 11:32 right now, so I'll get in just before 8. But that means I was originally going to stop here in Custer, but in lieu of that extra nearly hour on my time frame, I decided to forego hanging out here in Custer any longer, and I'm going to get rolling. So I'm going to hit a gas station, clean my windshield off, use the restroom, and get back on the road. So here we go. I spoke too soon regarding the weather. It's not pouring rain, it's coming down a decent amount. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can just kind of drive through it. Got it. 7 more hours of driving at this point, so I am certain that I can come out the far side of the storm without too much issue. Looks like it just stretches to the hillside out here. Beyond that, I'll probably be fine. Of course, I spoke too soon. Alright, we just entered Wyoming on our way to Newcastle, and that's where I'm going to grab some lunch, because I'm hungry, and it is past noon at this point. But beautiful landscape here in Wyoming. So I snagged a gas station chicken sandwich, which was admittedly not bad, and I just turned on to Wyoming 450. Sadly, based on trying to make it to Grand Teton this evening, I am going to skip going to Devil's Tower, which would have been continuing on 16, just because A, I've been there before, and I haven't been to Grand Teton, and B, because I still got 7 hours on the road, and stopping for an hour at the Devil's Tower would not have been conducive to making it to Grand Teton in a reasonable time. So, or for that matter, with enough daylight to view the park and get some decent B-roll. We'll see you in however many hours it takes me to find something interesting to see. I'm getting rain. I'm regretting a bit what I said about the weather earlier. Wow. Okay. Wow. I felt that. Good grief. Alright, well that was quite the experience. I seem to have driven out of the thunderstorm, thankfully, but my goodness, I don't think I've ever been through a storm where I could feel the concussion of the thunder through the truck and like into my body. Like I could physically feel it. That was nuts. Wyoming doesn't mess around when it comes to thunderstorms, I guess. But I'm heading north, and then I'll turn back to the west, so keep on trucking.
we're here in Casper, Wyoming, taking a little break off the road, just walking around to the Outfitters looking for a belt. This is Corral of Famous Brands. I'm interested. Alrighty, mission accomplished. Came with this really cool bag. That store was really neat. I love old Western stores. Of course, I grew up on a cattle ranch, so it's part of my family heritage, so to speak. Cool little store, nice people. They were straight up like scanning my card with a manual card scanner, which is pretty cool. So anyway, back on the road.
All right, so the reason that I decided to stop here in Casper, Wyoming is because I have a personal history of buying Western wear in Wyoming. This cowboy hat I purchased in Cody, Wyoming on a family trip about 8 years ago, I think, maybe longer. It's been a hot minute since I was last in the area. I wanted to kind of keep the tradition going, so to speak, and since I was in Wyoming again and Casper seemed like a good place to get some Western wear, I figured I'd stop in there. Looks like we've got another thunderstorm on the horizon, and we still got about 4.5 hours to go, and it's about 3:30 right now. So we're A, gonna have to drive through another potentially gnarly thunderstorm, and B, we're gonna be getting in pretty late to our hotel in Jackson Hole. So looking forward to it, but we'll be taking it nice and easy, especially as we get into Grand Teton, which is where I expect the snow to be. So wish me luck. Let's just keep on rocking. Alright, after a brief stop in, I forgot to ask if it was Dubois or Dubois. I'm going to say Dubois. To get gas, look for food. I found that it was fairly sparse of fast food restaurants, so the place that I went, I got just a whole box of chicken nuggets. The dinner of kings. Now I am back on the road. And I have it on good authority from the lady at the food mart, whatever it was called, that the drive from here through Grand Teton to Jackson should be good, is what she said. So we're going to see if we can see some sights on our drive through Grand Teton and to Jackson, Wyoming. And then I'm way past the time where the visitor center closes, so we are going to hit one of the visitor centers tomorrow morning and see if we can see some other sights other than just the drive-through before we get back on the road to West Yellowstone, Montana from here, which weirdly looks like it's going to take 3 to 4 hours, and I don't think that it should take that long, so I'm hoping the roads are okay. I guess we'll find out when we get there, but I will see you in Jackson.
All right, so super cool. I just made it to the Grand Teton National Park sign, and of course, rule number 1 of national parks, if there's people stopped, stop. And some dude let me use his spotting scope, and there's 2 grizzly bears way out across the snow over there, and they're just chilling, so pretty exciting. Here's the sign, Grand Teton National Park.
We've already seen more wildlife, the 2 grizzlies and then a whole small herd of elk right on the highway, than really most of my experiences in Yellowstone. I think in the 2 times I've been through Yellowstone so far in my life, I've only seen like 1 elk, maybe, and a grizzly through a spotting scope way farther away than the ones we got pictures of in this video. Yeah, it looks like some more elk. Looking for a big bull. That'd be pretty sweet. I unfortunately don't have any zooming lenses or anything on the camera, so trying to get pictures of them ain't gonna work too much.
It's quite the sight. Quite the view, too. Absolutely gorgeous. Closer to these ones over here.
that was the Elk Ranch Flats, and I think we know why it was named that. There were some more up here I just passed on the right side of the road, but I don't think anything's going to beat the ones that ran literally in front of the truck on the road as I was videoing. So we're going to keep moving on and make it to Jackson, and I'll show you any more wildlife that I see as we go. Beautiful places, and you couldn't ask for a better view. Okay, I finally made it to my hotel room in Jackson, Wyoming. I am beat, very tired. I think I'm gonna forego making a drink for the first time in this video series for the night, simply because I'm gonna shower, shave, because I am feeling pretty scruffy, and then hit the hay because I am beat. Plan for tomorrow is to go back into Grand Teton National Park, tour around a little bit, hit the visitor center, see what I can see, and then get on the road to West Yellowstone, Montana, and then possibly go into Yellowstone or stay there that night and then see Yellowstone the next day. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you want to support me and the channel further, please consider becoming an honorary striker on my Patreon. That link is in the description below the video, or please consider becoming a member of my YouTube channel. The ability to do that is down there somewhere, and as always, keep on rocking.